Alright, this is Victor's last lock, an Evva ALS. I have never seen one of these before. This is one of the few challenge locks I get that actually has a key with it, but this is kind of an unusual key. It's got a couple grooves on the front, got some grooves down here, but they really don't, I don't think they mean anything. Evvas traditionally depend on the very weird warding to keep us out of there. This one's no different. Here's a look at the keyway. So you can see it's going to be quite a challenge to get anything up inside of there. Got a little room on the bottom there. This does work. I tried it before I turned the camera on. A little stiff, but very smooth in terms of turning. It's a snapper. I can't tell how many pins. I'm going to say probably a 5-pinner. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like a 5-pinner. So let's see if we can get into this. We're going to be able to open it. Looks like I got a C-clip, which tells me there may not be standard pins in there, but we're going to find out. Let's get this dude clamped up. Alright, turn that a bit. Alright, normally I like top of the keyway, but with this Evva, even with the thin Peterson, there's no way it's going to fit in that tiny little slot. So instead, we're going to have to try this little bitty serrated, come on baby, focus for me. There you go. Tiny serrations on there. But you know, looking at it, I don't think that's going to fit either. Nope. Alright, we're going to have to go old school. I'm going to use this little serrated one, if I can fit it, down there in the bottom. There we go. Move that just a bit, and I will try. Because it's a very paracentric keyway, I'm going to use this 15 thousandths. This used to be a standard hook called the Euro Profile 15 thousandths, but I filed it down a little bit more to give myself a little bit of play in some of these very paracentric locks. And this definitely falls in that category. Alright, let's see if what we can do here. All the way to the rear, maybe. Get in there, you devil. Alright, I'm going to apply just, oh crap. That's up. Okay, a little bit of tension, and let's see what we got. Slid in there and it turned, and I didn't know which way the hook was pointed. Okay, everything's springy. 3 is stiff. Either that or I'm trying to pick the warding, I'm not sure. May have to play around with different angles here. Okay, I got a little bit of a false set. I don't know if you saw that turn. When I touched pin 1, it might be a serrated pin. Okay, a little counter rotation, and I can't quite get past the warding on that. I'm starting to bend my pick a little. Let me try from this side. Tell you what, I'm going to change picks. That thing is just too flexible. It's getting ready to bend on me. I'm going to try. This is what it looks like. This is a Dan Morris standard hook in 15 thousandths. But it may be too big. I don't know if I can. There we go. You get see the counter rotation on the cord tells me we've probably got a spool pin in position number 2. Okay, I think we got him, but it looks like we lost our false set. Let me check that pin 1. There we go. We got it back. Alright. See if I can squeeze him back there around the warding. Okay, and this one's too big. I'm going to have to go back to this little filed down one. Okay, there's a little bit of counter rotation there. Let me take Dan's pick and try that again. Maybe I didn't set him all the way. It is really tight keyway. There we go. I got him that time. That was pin 3. Let me just check everybody else. Everybody else seems okay. And I don't think Dan's pick is going to go in there any further. It's just jammed up. It's just too tight. Okay, good falset. I'm just not getting any feedback. Or if I am, I can't detect it because of this thin pick. Okay, counter rotation again. That's the same pin 2 that I picked earlier. He's back down. Let me get Dan's pick in there. Get a little better leverage on it. Come on. Oh man, that is too tight. Not going to work. It just will not fit in there with a standard pick. I'm going to have to take a chance. Bend this one. Come on, don't bend. Okay, I think we got him that time. Come on, get under there. And there we go. Alright. Whew, my god, that's a tight lock. Alright, I do have a key, so we can screw up if we have to. Alright, give me that tray. Let's figure out how to get that off of there. It's a standard C-clip, but we may have to just bend it. Be the fastest way to get it off. Because I think we are already at, what, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes? Okay. Make sure we're good here. Okay, there's 5 pins. I don't see any modifications to the core. Those last 2 are awful close together though, aren't they? Isn't that odd? Alright, let's see what we got. We have a, I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's real common in European locks. I don't know if this one will come out, but this is an anti-drill. It's a hardened piece of steel that's been inserted in there. Sometimes they will pop out, and if I can, just it looks like a little moon-shaped clip. He almost comes out of there. Not important. It's not part of the picking, but and that's probably what this last one is too. I've never seen that barrier between pin 4 and pin 5 before. Let's go ahead and dump these. 2 standards. 3 standards. 4 standards. Okay, all 5 standards. Let's pull, that little guy's coming out of there. Okay, that is a barrier for that key to make sure that even in the back you have to remain tight. So it's going to fit the profile, but your pick, you get it in there, it has to fit through there just like that. My goodness. These guys, these Germans don't mess around, do they? Alright, my tweezers. Okay, we got a standard. Another standard. Don't tell me this is all standards. No, we got a giant spool. It's about 2 meters long. Oh, there's another one, giant spool. We knew they had to be a couple of spools in there. And in fact, there's another one. Should be it. Alright, I'm looking in there. I don't see anything unusual in the body. No threading on the Bible. It's just smooth chambers. Yep, all smooth chambers. Looks like there's 6 chambers in there. Thank goodness they didn't put in 6 pins. That would have been nasty. Plenty of room on the core. They could have easily done it. Don't know why they didn't, but I'm grateful. By the way, there's another one of those. Again, I'm going to get the light on it because you probably can't see it. There's another one of those like little gateways to make sure that you use a key, or make sure you don't try to stick a pick back in there. Anyway, here's what we're looking at, fellas. Everything's standard except these 3 nasty spools, and those are the longest spools I think I've ever seen. Even compared to the Vero spools, these are about the longest ones. Alright, thanks for your time. Stay safe, stay legal. Victor, thank you, sir, for the lock. I really do appreciate it.